So the imported goods that it's going to be increased, like the prices are going to be increased. What's your take? What do you think? What's the why behind it? Why do you think he's doing this?
The why is the protectionist argument. We're saying China is taking unfair advantage of us because they have their low priced sources of labor and they're dumping goods on us cheaper than Americans can compete with. So the dumping goods on us cheaper than Americans can compete with is true. However, it only works because people want to buy cheaper stuff. So it's when you look at it on an individual level, it actually doesn't make any sense because it's I'm sitting here at my desk. I've got two monitors that were made in China. I've got
Mhm.
a printer over here that was made in China, and all this other stuff that was made or assembled or whatever in China. And so I bought these things because they were the not the cheapest, but the most cost effective ones for the things that I wanted, right? And if you just artificially make that more expensive, then you're just costing me money. If you don't think two or three steps down the road when it comes to these things, then they're pricing out American labor, which they are.
Right.
But it's because American labor costs too much. Do you want to make less in your job? Because that's what it's saying. You want to artificially reduce American wages and artificially increase China Chinese costs.
So this is his way of keeping everything in America in
Yeah,
its own way.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without doing it, actually.
Yes, there have been a lot of economics works done on tariffs and free trade policies and all this kind of stuff. And basically, the optimal policy when it comes to individual prosperity is there should be no restrictions on anything. The place where I think you can make a where you can make an argument is okay, given that our country has certain standards as far as child labor and environmental protection, and these other countries don't, then you're creating an unfair competition. And yeah, there is something to that, but it's not 60%.
Right. Alrighty.
So
So that was
it
one of
is
my questions, Neil, that I had. I was wondering what your thoughts were on that.
yeah, yeah. My preferred thing would be a hands-off policy, but
Right.
that's not the world we live in. And it is starting to storm
That's
here,
true.
so if I cut out, that's what happened.
Yeah, same over here, but it's okay. We're gonna make it through. So really fast,